Everyone relax, stay calm. The Fallout TV show season 2 is obviously gonna be absolutely amazing. Don't believe me? Well, you don't have to take my word for it, because we already know what the opinion of the completely not for sale shill YouTubers who will never say anything bad about insert X company here that they cover, that wines and dines them, flies them out, and gives them exclusive access to make views. Is gonna not tell you, obviously. It's gonna be amazing. Trust in the system. And our boy JuiceHead has already found that sweet bag of money in his apartment that just magically appeared there. It is what it is, boys. The Fallout TV show season 2 is gonna be amazing.
I got to see some of Fallout Season 2 early, and believe me, I have some thoughts on this one, because Xbox, Bethesda, Prime Video, and Samsung, yes, I did have to mention all of those names, invited me out to California to check out Episode 1 of Season 2 early. But to be clear, this video will have no spoilers, they would literally strike it down if it did, so I'll just give you my overall impressions and reactions from the first episode, which hey, it is over 10% of the entire season. And to be clear, while
I cannot wait for this. I think the season 2 is going to be a massive disaster because they have nothing left. Honestly, they had nothing left to actually add of substance in this in season 1, the second half of the season. They already just added vaults of, cyclopses and garbage dumpster fires like that. They already did that. So, the fact that they ran out of substantial material, not even in half of season 1, and now there's a season 2 where they have no setup, nothing to resolve except Lucy's dad. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait. I think this is gonna be the worst season ever. I think I'm gonna actually have to once again look at like box office metrics, and I have not done that in forever. Because, again, I firmly believe that Season 2 of the Fallout TV show is going to completely bury Bethesda. Season 1 was lightning in a bottle, and they are expecting Season 2 to be even, probably the same size or even better with everything that they're doing and trying to do here. And I think it's going to be maybe 20% of what Season 1 was. I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be real bad.
Was invited to this screening, all of my travel and accommodations were paid for by me. Although the screening itself did have some really cool Fallout themed drinks. There was the actual power armor that was used in Season 1 there as well, and hey, even Todd Howard popped up for a bit. Among a bunch of creators, mostly the LA kind, but a bunch of Fallout creators were invited also. But looking at Season 2 overall, this is an interesting one. The trailers have made it very clear that Season 2 will be heavily focused around Vegas, and one of the things that got me really
the destruction of Vegas, because Todd Howard is not allowing anything else to happen.
Excited from Episode 1 is a lot of the released footage from these trailers and even TV spots were present in this first episode. We don't know much about the actual plot details of Season 2, like, yeah sure, these trailers showed the trip to Vegas, but then what? And what I am happy to report is these
What do you mean? We know exactly the plot of Season 2. What are you talking about? It's find Lucy's dad. That's literally it. That's the plot of Season 2, and they just run into Mr. House and, a couple of other things, and that's it.
Trailers truly aren't that revealing. I was genuinely pleased to see how much of Episode 1 was in the
By the way, considering how predictable this slop probably is, clip it and ship it, boys, okay? You have my full blessing. I think we're gonna get, like, hints of the death clause in, like, Episode 1 or 2 or maybe 3. And at the end of the climax of Season 2, whatever garbage happens when they finally find the dad or the dad's bosses, because obviously the dad is not the bad guy, he's just misunderstood. Obviously. The death clause are gonna come in the, like, the last episode or the 2 last episodes. And wreck everything and set it up for Season 3. That's where the death claws are gonna come in. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You know I'm right.
Trailers, but some of the most secret or new things weren't present in those trailers. Season 2 should have quite a few surprises throughout it, because one of the other things I was happy to see in episode 1 is an expansion of Fallout lore, and even introduction of additional plot lines or points of intrigue.
Yes, I was so excited about the fact that the Fallout lore got destroyed by the TV show. You can't... Absolutely, wow. Please destroy the Fallout lore more. I love failure.
Obviously, I can't share any examples of what these things are here, but hey, get subscribed, and we'll be breaking down each new episode weekly as they release for Season 2. But when it comes to some of this new content, some of the lore expansions, this stuff is really good. It was truly some of my favorite content from Episode 1. And the new stuff was really coming on two major fronts. On one hand, some of the plot lines from Season 1, those familiar characters that you already know and love, are definitely getting extended and
saying the words know and love and having Maximus on screen feels like a shank, honestly, in the side.
Love are definitely getting extended and expanded. It's a bit hard to describe this without spoilers, but what I would say is episode 1 did a good job at showing us our favorite faces across the board, but it's clear time has passed. Their reintroduction in season 2 might have also introduced an interesting new plotline around them, and some of these are definitely subtle. The old of season 1 back in LA was definitely not forgotten here, even as the show overall seems to be moving towards Vegas.
What a disappointment.
Yes, because Vegas, and even Vegas lore, also sees an interesting expansion. Over a decade has gone by since the events of Fallout New Vegas, and you immediately see that here.
Wait, this scene also destroyed the Fallout lore because Mr. House computed why that the bombs are dropping and the war is inevitable. He was not there at the start. He was not there. He wasn't like, oh yeah, let's make capitalism all the money by having none of the money.
Of Fallout New Vegas, and you immediately see that here. Of course, just like season 1, a bunch of this is just seeing Fallout brought to life on the silver screen. The incredible looking sets, props, and more are back for season 2.
The sets are stupid, the props are bad.
For season 2. For Fallout fans, this episode will partially just be eye candy. Everything looks amazing again. And of course,
oh my god. By the way, you're a normal person because you're watching my video. So you have an IQ above a lukewarm interior temperature, I'm assuming. So you're probably thinking, wait, what the hell does he mean eye candy? You see, the average Fallout TV show enjoyer is so malnourished in the brain department that they actually made a big deal about the fact that the Fallout TV show had power armor. Yes, had power armor and had guns that looked like from the games. Yes, I know, that's mind-blowing. The TV show based off of the game had some things that looked like from the game. But I am not kidding when I say some people were absolutely mind-blown about that happening. And yes, that is as sad as it sounds.
Things are game accurate, with tons of references buried throughout this episode. There's going to be several jaw-dropping moments, just like we had in Season 1, and like I mentioned before, the trailers don't give
What were the jaw-dropping moments in Season 1?
All of this away. Even in just the first...
The stupidity of people that they left the raiders in their vault for no reason? What was her face? The lady who was immortal for some reason? What are we talking about here?
Episode, there were some oh wow, this looks incredible moments that you haven't seen yet. But the thing that's getting me really excited is there's also going to be plenty of more novel things to see as well. Watching this first episode, I almost got the impression that the writers are now more comfortable with Fallout lore after their experience with Season 1.
Are they? I mean, this is horrible. This was horrible.
So now they seem a bit more ready to explore some new Fallout ideas. The best way I could explain it is like a new Fallout game going back to a familiar area. A lot of what you see is going to be very familiar. Those things you've seen in the games or those sets you would expect to see here being brought to life in an incredible way with some of these props and the set design work. But within much of that are some totally new things as well. Part of this, as we've seen from some of the trailers, is Season 2 will be showing us plenty of pre-war content, an area not nearly as explored in the games that Season 2 really seems to be leaning into. Of course, 15 years have gone by since the events of New Vegas, so certain people, factions, and more have moved on, but really what impressed me was a lot of the new stuff wasn't that. New Vegas fanboys can relax, at least a little bit. I only saw one episode after all, because a lot of
I don't think I will.
this interesting new content wasn't a new idea that had to be set in New Vegas or really being a major edit on some existing piece of lore. Instead,
It probably was. I mean, JuiceHead was one of the people who said, "Oh, they nailed the Lord." No, they destroyed the Lord.
it was just an interesting new Fallout-themed plotline that they'll be exploring this season, and it just so happens to be around Vegas and LA. Even in just episode 1, there are quite a few new things introduced that will fuel online discussions and speculation for a while. And honestly, this is what got me most excited.
Probably not. It's gonna probably fuel people discussing of how that retcons something that we previously already had established and ruins pre-existing things and makes no sense. Because that was the major discussion of Season 1. Because Season 1 makes no sense. How many videos I've made literally just talking about how none of the decisions make sense. Like, none of it. Oh, Moldaver, that was her name. Moldaver had 15 plot holes, and then they just killed her off, so you don't get any answers. That was beautiful, honestly.
Excited for the upcoming season. I think there's going to be a ton of new stuff for fans to talk about with the weekly releases. And to me, it's just exciting. I think this is going to be a really cool moment to be a Fallout fan. It's been a while since we've had original stories at this level releasing. Season 2...
Yeah, how about we just don't? How about we don't get an original story? I don't want that. I want something faithful, okay? I want a faithful adaptation, okay? I don't want an original slop story. I don't want that, thank you very much.
Of the Fallout TV show will be an expansion and exploration of Fallout lore, even beyond just the New Vegas stuff. And thankfully, when it comes to the Fallout New Vegas fanbase, they're known to be one of the most level-headed and rational in gaming worldwide. So I'm sure...
Yeah, that sounds like sarcasm. By the way, this is one of the things I hate, because low IQ individuals are constantly like, "Oh, Fallout New Vegas fans are unreasonable. They demand everything be..." Yes, we do demand everything be at the quality of Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is one of the greatest games easily ever made. Easily. Why the hell would we ever lower our standards? Why? Why would we just want to accept worse products, worse games, worse stories? Like how? Like, this is what we're talking about, the slop consumer. This is consumerism at its worst. Oh, that thing you are a fan of because it's high quality, well made, good, and loved? Well, you should probably forget about it, Chud, because now we're gonna have worse things, and you should be happy for the How about no? How about I'm not gonna be happy about it? I'm gonna keep mentioning New Vegas. You can't stop me. I will keep mentioning New Vegas because it is that good. Simple. Okay? Why would I ever lower my standards? Why?
Online discussions around all of this will be an absolute blast. But for me, episode 1 wasn't all positive, and I would say overall, this is one of the weaker episodes from the show in general. Still good and enjoyable, but it definitely wasn't a top 5 for me. I liked Fallout Season 1, but I wasn't blown away by it like some people are. One of my biggest criticisms was the pacing and episode content in general. Season 1 starts off moving the plot forward, but then the entire middle of the season is just kind of...
By the way, I mean, even this makes absolutely no sense. It exists only here to make the Brotherhood of Steel look stupid and unlikable. They don't need help with that. they don't need extra help to be stupid and unlikable. Okay? But this, it's like, the guy is literally walking around in something that is the equivalent of a tank. And a human is forced to carry around this giant bag of absolutely nothing, while you could easily just take your power armor, take this bag in one hand, and just move with it. It is so unbelievably dumb. And again, the whole of the TV series is just riddled with stupid things like this.
Content in general. Season 1 starts off moving the plot forward, but then the entire middle of the season is just kind of messing around. Yeah, there was a ton of fun content. It's not like the episodes themselves were bad, but then towards the end they remember they have to move the plot forward again for the final 2 episodes. I just personally didn't find that pacing super enjoyable and wish it was better distributed over the course of the season. Episode 1 of Season 2 felt like it had that exact same problem, but to an even larger degree. And I am sure this is partly because it's just the first episode of the season. I would say it's a very fun and enjoyable showcase of Fallout. I think Fallout fans will be absolutely in love.
By the way, is this the detail that we're talking about? Las Vegas road sign that's supposed to be old and rusted and whatever, and it's just not? Like, what is this? It's not rusted, it's not anything. This is the show in this is the whole of the show in one picture right here. There was an attempt, but the attempt was poor and unbelievable. There you go.
Fallout. I think Fallout fans will be absolutely in love with some of the visuals and new ideas being explored here, but it was almost more like a montage of—
I'm sure people will hate all of the ideas being explored there.
things happening, or really just starting to happen. We get some really nice eye candy and some new ideas are introduced, but it's a taste. And as far as moving the plot lines of Season 2 forward for the TV show, it left a lot to be desired for me on that front, and I do wonder if regular TV fans, not necessarily Fallout game fans, will find themselves wanting a bit more after this one. It's one of those situations where lots of the scenes themselves are cool and interesting, but at the end you're left wondering what actually happened here that progressed things. And you have to remember it's only an 8-episode season. This is like 12% of the season overall. But honestly, that feels okay. That was my main criticism after episode 1, but I still thought the episode overall was good. If you enjoyed season 1, episode 1 of season 2 is off to a great start. And of course, at the end of the day, it was just one episode. I could totally see this being an establishing episode, just jumping back into the show, and things will properly start moving forward as the season goes on. And I do think this episode got the hardest part of Fallout correct, as it does maintain the themes and hilarity of the games. Fallout Season 1's most impressive attribute to me was how well it captured Fallout. It's a hard thing to define, but I think—
Okay, now I can't. The Fallout Season 1 did not capture Fallout, it made a mockery out of what Fallout is. It decided to literally do a classic Witcher TV show approach, okay? We know better. The thing that already has an audience and is beloved by millions, how about we just throw it all out because we, the showrunners, know better. Any case, that was JuiceHead 10 out of 10. Bye!